You're listening to Queer Tasmania.
Queer Tasmania.
Queer Tasmania.
Queer Tasmania.
Queer Tasmania.
With Gary Wakefield.
Welcome back to Queer Tasmania. Encore Theatre Company is about to open its production of Kinky Boots in Launceston. And when we reached out to see if they would be interested in chatting on Queer Tasmania, they generously offered us an opportunity to come in to chat pre-rehearsal and stick around to see some of the behind-the-scenes magic. But before the run-through, we sat down with the director of the show, Belinda King, and the lead, Jarrod Pitman, to chat about Kinky Boots.
My name is Jarrod Pitman, he, him, and I am playing Lola.
How exciting.
Exciting indeed.
And hi, I'm Belinda King. I'm often called BJ, which stands for Belinda Joan King, not anything else, absolutely not anything else. And my pronouns are she, her. And I'm the director of the show.
Fantastic. So, we're here to talk about the Encore Theatre's production of Kinky Boots. Who can tell me a bit more about Encore Theatre?
I guess me. I'm actually one of the founders of the company. Back in 2008, 5 of us got together. And basically we all put in, the story goes, and it's quite true, we all put in $2,000 each as start-up capital, and our first show budget was $93,000. So if we didn't make that budget back, it was going to be someone's house. But we did make that budget back. The very first show we did was Sound of Music, and we actually made a small profit, and from there we kept going. Within 2 years, those loans of $2,000 were all paid out to the 5 originators, and the company now operates as a fully fledged community theatre company under its own financial steam. We've done about 35 shows since, seating more than 200,000 people.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's an impressive amount of work.
We seat about 20% of the Princess Theatre's annual audience at the moment.
That's amazing.
It provides a lot of employment for the theatre. A lot of the people that work professionally at the theatre are casuals. Yeah. And, of course, the flow on to the local economy is fabulous, the after-hours economy in particular, with hospitality and accommodation, restaurants, bars, all that sort of stuff. But most importantly, it's a fabulous platform for people to grow and develop their theatre skills, or perhaps people that have had careers. Some of them, they get to a point where they retire or say enough's enough and head to somewhere a bit quieter like Tassie and still get the chance to put their finger in some theatrical waters. And then there are people for which it's simply a hobby. But volunteer-based company, and away we go.
Amazing. Yeah. Over all those years of work that you've been involved with, has there been a highlight?
Lots of highlights. I think one of the very first major highlights for us would have been in 2012 when we presented Jesus Christ Superstar. We decided we were going to be really bold and make a phone call and see if we could get John English involved. Of course, he originated the role of Judas in the original Australian production of Superstar. And when he left the show in the late 70s, early 80s, he never went back to it, never went back to the show. So we wanted to approach him to play a different role, that of Pilate in the show. 2 reasons. He's a lot older than Judas would have been now, or in 2012. And Pilate was the type of role in the show that you could actually slot in with minimal rehearsals. So we approached him to see if we could engage him to come and do the show. And he hummed and hawed, and then we said, look, tell you what, if we can get you here, the preview night, we know you love the Tasmanian Devils, and the facial tumour disease had taken off. It was rampant at the time. We said, we'll do the preview night as a fundraiser for you. He immediately signed on and joined us for the show. We raised $10,000 for the Devil Fund, which funded a scholarship, a John English scholarship, that following year, which was marvellous. And he was great fun to work with. Of course, we lost him 4 years later to an aneurysm, a heart aneurysm, but a terrific man, and if he was still going, we would have had him back here for another show for sure. Yeah.
What an amazing highlight.
Yeah,
fantastic.
We're thrilled.
Jarrod, how long have you been involved with Encore? Is this your first?
Encore have come back just for predominantly the show, which saw me coming back to Tasmania at the start of April. Pre that was back in high school when I dabbled with Encore, did some stuff in 2010 when they did High School Musical. But since then, it's always been in the background. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
amazing.
this is a coming back to.
And what a fantastic role to come back to.
Oh, yeah. Massive, actually.
Yeah.
Massive role to come back to.
Who was the driving force of getting this production up and running?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we. I saw the show in Melbourne. Oh gosh, it must be. I suppose 7-8 years ago now. In the professional run that came through Australia with Callum Francis in the role of Lola. Loved it. Didn't know anything about the show really when I went in. I just was luckily in Melbourne on a suitable afternoon and thought I've got some time up my sleeve. The theatre's one block over. Let's see if I can get a single seat. And away I went. Thought the score was amazing, really accessible. Very surprised that the score was by Cyndi Lauper. I thought, wow, that she really has some chops here in terms of being able to write for musical theatre. So we were originally going to do the show in October 2020, but COVID said no to that. So everything we were going to do was delayed by at least 18 months, and eventually we've managed to reprogram this show into our calendar. So finally we're at it. That here we are. But I think probably one of the more interesting tales about getting it to where we are today is actually recruiting Jarrod for the show, because that was a key linchpin for this production.
Okay.
So it's a really specific role, Lola. The role itself is based on the story itself is based on a true story. And the role of Lola is a bit of a hybrid of a couple of people that were involved in that first story. A trans woman by the name of Sue that ran a garment fetish sex shop in the UK who was looking for boots for some of her clientele. And she rang up the shoe factory going, I need a pair of sturdy stilettos. And that morphed into the role of Lola when the English film Kinky Boots was created some 2 decades ago. And that film is the basis of this musical. In the film, the role of Lola was played by a person of colour. And so Lola went from being white, which Sue was white, to a person of colour. And now it's a musical. It's really become hugely important, particularly since the Me Too movement, that Lola stay as a person of colour in terms of representation. So when we rescheduled this in 2024, the Me Too movement had absolutely swept through, and any thoughts we had of, Lola could be white or could be a person of colour, we'll see what happens. Any thoughts of going down the path of a Caucasian person playing Lola were gone. So we put out an expression of interest initially to see if we could find our Lola, particularly find our Lola in Tasmania. We found our Lola, but I think Lola was on Lord Howe Island at the time.
At the time. Where was I? I was in Western Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we had a big chat. And
we did.
And we actually auditioned 2 potential Lolas.
Yep.
And Jarrod, grabbed the role, wrote his name all over it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, tell me about that experience. Like they called and asked you.
So coming into... It's a drastic change for me in lifestyle. But beforehand, the past 10 years had seen me working predominantly in hospitality and tourism, jumping around to places nomadically working. So that was with theatre always in the background, performing arts always in the background. And when I saw the expression of interest, my good friend Travis, who is involved in the theatre scene as well, he ended up tagging me in this specific post that VJ had put up, and I just messaged her. I'm like, okay, I'm really lucky in the regard that there are roles these days for people of colour, and, the prerequisites were there for me. So I was really glad that I ticked them, first of all, and then putting in my expression of interest and coming on home to audition, amazing.
Amazing. Yeah, absolutely. I've actually not seen the musical. I'm really looking forward to checking it out. I've seen the movie. One of the things in the movie that is different from the true story is that they very specifically say that Lola is a cisgendered man who performs drag. That's not the true story, and I've seen some different interpretations from different actors over the time. Is your Lola a queer person of colour that's represented on stage?
For me, and the way that I play Lola, this whole storyline is representative of my life. So I connect better with Lola when I see her as a person who is part of the LGBTQIA plus community. Although it's not written in the script as such, it's something that I resonate with. And so I bring that into Lola. I bring all of that, I like to say excess energy, a lot of energy that I never got to play with growing up, just from, not being able to have a platform to be loud and proud. Yeah. And so this is truly my platform to wear heels, to be the glitz and glam of this. And yeah, it's a whole opening to my sexuality, which I love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You say you've seen the movie. That the movie storyline is very, very close to the musical. Okay. And in fact, some of the dialogue is literally word for word. I mean, Harvey Firestein, who wrote the adaptation of the film script for the stage, and Cyndi Lauper, they really have stayed very true to that film version.
Yeah. Right.
But I think when you look at the show, how it's evolved and how the show's continued to evolve across that Me Too movement, and the themes of inclusivity and embracing diversity have come to the fore even more so in the last 4 or 5 years than when the show was first released. It's even stronger now, that it really does, without being preachy, it really does celebrate diversity, and that everyone's uniqueness can and should be embraced. There is space for everyone, and I think when you hopefully come and have a look at what we've created, you're going to see a very diverse cast on stage as well. The youngest in our cast is 17, and the oldest in our cast would be in their high 50s. For this particular show, that is our age range. But within that, we have all different types of people, physical body types, all different physical body types. We've got the curvier ones, and we've got the lean and mean ones, and we've got people of different ethnicities in there as well. So it really is like a one big melting pot, and I can certainly feel it from my position off stage that there is a real coming together of those 26 people to make this show, to tell those stories. And hopefully I think the cast embrace that. Jarrod will say yay or nay to that, but I'm hoping that the audience do as well.
Yeah. This really consistent negativity around LGBTIQA plus acceptance in North and Northwest Tasmania. Has your production experienced any of that sort of negativity?
Not directly, but there are certainly some undercurrents that are very anti the themes in this show. And we've previously, in recent years, produced Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, and The Boy from Oz, and it's noticeable. And I'm not going to name names here, but it's noticeable by your opening night VIP invitation list which politicians accept or don't accept an invitation, as to literally which side of the fence they lie. And there are some politicians that will come to a good old-fashioned Oklahoma He-Man straight show, and you put on something that's like a Priscilla or a Kinky Boots or a Boy from Oz, and you can't see them for dust. So as I say, I won't name names, but it's a really interesting line in the sand that they themselves clearly are drawing.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that shows how important telling stories like this still is, right? Like
even more so.
Yeah, absolutely. Jarrod, what's been your favourite part of the rehearsal process so far?
High heels?
Oh, by far. Do you want to know what? Without even going to steal that answer, wearing heels. Wearing heels, embracing feminine energy. It's something that I never did. And being a gay man as well, and having to accept those feminine parts of ourselves, well, for me, I've denied those for so long. And this production is just, and they are so fun to be on big 6 inches, dancing away on them as well. I'm surprised I haven't rolled an ankle yet, to be honest.
Don't. Please don't.
I know, right? This is where I thank my dance background. Growing up in the dance world, I think, the placement of where to put your weight is a bit more present, So But by far, it's been getting dolled up. That's been one of my favourite parts, looking in the mirror and seeing whether it be dress, like some of the costumes in this are ridiculous. Like there is a Whitney-esque piece that I wear this beautiful white golden dress. Oh, it's a full embodiment. It's a full embodiment.
Have you ever dabbled before this?
Never.
Have you ever dabbled in drag? Or?
I've never done drag. When I was studying at university, there was a role I played in my third year, which was a drag role. Very minuscule though. You know, it wasn't as big as this kind of leading production. So this is the first time I can properly, doll up.
Yeah.
You
It sounds
know?
like it's really sort of changed how you view yourself as well.
By
It sounds
far.
like it's really impacted
Yeah,
you.
absolutely. This has been a journey and a half. This whole process from audition to content, to learning it, to even, you know, keeping in check with myself as a performer after being away from the industry for 10 years and dabbling in bits and pieces and then coming back and taking on this specific role, which I need to add is one of the top 5 leading male lead roles in the world to play. Lola is such a hard role. It's physically demanding, dance-wise. The way that Cyndi Lauper's written this score is vocally challenging. It's right up there. Yeah, it's been stimulating as a performer, by far.
Look, he's smiling now, but let's see if he's still smiling in a week's time when we put him in for the body wax.
Oh, bring it. That's what's next. This whole body is...
I would like to do a live feed, actually.
Live feed.
Good idea.
We get
Deforestation, only in Tasmania. And it's the only deforestation we'll all love.
Yeah, absolutely. I support that one. Gosh. So yeah, a very liberating experience.
Yeah, that sounds
of
amazing.
acceptance. Like
That won't be the word you use when those wax strips come off.
Do you want to know what? Touch base in 2 weeks.
What is the message that you hope that people come away with after seeing the show?
Straight up, and even in the lyrics that Cyndi Lauper has written as the finale song, "Just be who you want to be." You know, it is. Yeah.
It's acceptance.
It's acceptance.
Of people with, you know, everyone, different looks, different way of life, different. You know, we had this situation in Australia when I was growing up of multiculturalism, where we were encouraged from the top down in this country to embrace multiculturalism and learn and enjoy from other cultures and other ways of life. I mean, I remember growing up, my dad vowing and declaring never to eat that Chinese muck, not eating rice. But now he's the first in line for the sweet and
I know.
sour.
Sweet and sour pork,
But-
number 5 combo.
That, you know, it is about being open to accepting different ways of life, and of course preserving the way of life that you enjoy as well. But there is room for more than just what's on your radar, own personal radar. So acceptance, yeah. Just be who you want to be.
Just be who you want to be.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's been a interesting process to put it together. Lots of this cast have had involvements with other projects along the way. So it's been a process of putting the show together in what I would refer to as silos. So, you know, we do that chunk that night and that chunk the next night and so on. And then literally in the last 4 weeks, it's been about stitching those silos together. But, you know, all in all, I think we're there. We're ready. We're ready for theatre.
Yeah.
We're ready for our set. We're ready for our close-up, Mr. DeMille.
Oh, totally. I am. We are. We're ready. We're ready
Yeah.
to bring this to stage now.
And it will be finally the Tasmanian premiere of the show. So it's taken a while to get it to the stage, but we are there and we're ready to open on the 11th of October.
Yes, well, tell us all the details. When's it on? Where can people get tickets?
Well, Jarrod, I hope you've written a line through the month of October for your diary.
Done.
Great.
Done.
So we're on from the 11th to the 26th of October at the Princess Theatre, Launceston. 14 performances, plus a preview night, of course. And you can get your tickets at theatrenorth.com.au.
Fantastic. Brilliant. Thank you so much for making some time. I know you're very busy getting this show put together. So, yeah, thank you so much for taking the time out and having a chat with us.
Thank you for having
Really
us.
appreciate it.
Our pleasure.
I can tell you from the rehearsals and the bits and pieces we were lucky enough to see that this cast and crew of creatives are super dedicated and enthusiastic about this show and making it right. It was a fantastic experience to sit in for some warm-ups in the first half of the show. We didn't want to spoil the big finish for ourselves. Ticket information will be in our show notes, but getting quick. I think tickets are selling pretty fast. A huge thank you to Encore Theatre Company and especially to Belinda King and Jarrod Pitman for sitting down and chatting with us today. We also did a call around to find out what else was going on for LGBTIQA plus folk around the state in October. Here's an update from around the state from Working It Out.
Hi, I'm Kaylee from Working It Out in the Northwest, and here's what's coming up in October. There is a brand new LGBTIQA plus carers support group in Burnie, meeting on the second Tuesday of every month at the Burnie Working It Out office. The group is for anyone in the LGBTIQA plus community that is also in a caring role to come together for support and connection in a safe and confidential space. Our monthly gender groups in Burnie and Devonport for trans and gender diverse folks keep growing, which is fantastic. The Burnie group happens on the second Wednesday each month and in Devonport on the fourth Thursday. We also have ongoing youth groups called Outspace in Burnie and Devonport. The Burnie Outspace happens on the second Friday each month, and Devonport Outspace is fortnightly. In October, that's the 10th and 24th. These groups are for young folks aged 13 to 17 who identify as or are questioning if they are part of the LGBTIQA plus community. There is also a bunch of Pride Coffee events every month across the Northwest and West Coast, including Deloraine, Devonport, Burnie, Rosebery, Queenstown, Smithton, and Ulverston. So much caffeine. Specific details for all of these events are on the Working It Out website, Facebook page, or you can reach out for all the info. Contact info@workingitout.org.au or give us a call on 03 6231 1200. As always, if you want some one-on-one support or want to discuss anything LGBTIQA plus related, please reach out. Thanks everyone. Have a great October.
Hello lovely people, Joe here from Working It Out, your LGBTIQA plus community worker in the North, keeping you up to date with events and activities happening in the north of this lovely state. Every Monday at the Launceston office we have Pride Games. Pride Games is a volunteer-run event where we alternate between focusing on board games and video games. Pride Games start at 5:30. We also have our monthly Deloraine Pride Coffee. This event happens at Deloraine Deli on the first Wednesday of each month starting at 10:30. And if you are in need of more of a coffee fix, we also have Launceston Pride Coffee. This occurs on the second Wednesday of each month at Earthy Eats starting at 11. For our young LGBTIQI folk, we have Outspace. This is for folk between 13 to 18. This normally occurs on the second Thursday of each month at the Launceston Library, starting at 3:30. However, for a school holiday special, we have moved it to the first Thursday with an early start of 2 p.m. Really excited to see you there. For folks between 16 to 25, we have Tyne House Games Night. This is an LGBTIQA plus friendly event that occurs on the first Thursday of each month. The focus is video games, usually Smash Bros or Mario Kart on Switch, and it goes until 7:30. And that's a wrap. If you want more details, please feel free to contact me via the Working It Out website.
Hi there, this is Chloe from the Working It Out office in Hobart. We've got tons of stuff happening down south this month. In case you're wondering, Monday, October 8th is International Lesbian Day, but also our LGBTIQA plus carer support groups will be held across the state in Burnie and Launceston and also Hobart and online. And then October 10th on the Wednesday is our Better Lives Intersex support group. October 11th is International Coming Out Day. Outspace Hobart is on October 4th and October 16th is International Pronoun Day. And then one of our biggest calendar days of the year is Give Out Day on October 17th. Give Out Day is a day of national fundraising for LGBTIQA plus support organisations such as WIO, and we're launching our Affirmation Fund on that day. Donations are already open. Go to www.giveoutday.org.au/o/workingitout to make a donation now or on the day. On the last Monday of October, there is the support group for parents and carers of LGBTIQA plus kids, and then our multicultural LGBTIQA plus support group on October 26th. And Intersex Awareness Day also falls on that day. For further information about any or all of these happenings, you can contact us at info@workingitout.org.au or call on 036231 1200.
We also received an update from Under One Rainbow, which is based in the Brighton area. This is what they said. Under One Rainbow was formed during the marriage plebiscite when our LGBTIQA plus community was facing one of our biggest fights. It was a direct response to concerning rise of homophobic attacks in our community. Through the work we do, it's our hope that we honour all of those people from the LGBTIQA plus community that we have lost during the years. Our motto is, we are all different and that's okay. From our humble beginnings, we have grown to a team of over 15 people. In October, we are hosting a drag bingo event on Saturday the 19th of October at 6 p.m. This is a fundraiser event. Tickets are $25 and you can get tickets on Eventbrite. Find the link on the Under One Rainbow Facebook page under events. We are also holding our annual Halloween Fun Day on Saturday, October 26th from 12 to 3 p.m. at Chris Fitzpatrick Park in Gagebrook. This is a free family event. There will be music, a sausage sizzle, costume parade, and activities to get involved. Come join us for a fun and family-friendly spooky day in the park. For more details or to just get in touch, you can check out our Facebook page or email us at underonerainbow@outlook.com, which we will add to our show notes. And here's a couple of other updates from around the state.
Hello, my cherubs. It's me, drag queen extraordinaire and troublemaker, Pussy Poppins from Southern Tasmania, letting you know about all the amazing events that are coming up in October. So we have Drag Bingo on the 11th of October and the 25th of October at Society Salamanca down in Southern Tasmania. So go to my website, www.pussypoppins.com, where you can get tickets for that. We have our Junior Duties event, which will be on the 26th of October. It's an under 21s alcohol and drug-free event for queer youth and their friends. So please come along. It's going to be free, and we're going to have so much fun. It's a Halloween theme this year, so we're going to have costumes and dancing and games, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. So come along. It's under 21 alcohol and drug free. If you're under 12, you will need an adult chaperone, but more details are at our Instagram page, Judy's Tasmania, or our website, judystasmania.com. And lastly, our biggest event yet is our Halloween party for Judy. So this will be a over 18 massive Halloween party on the 26th of October, starting at 9 o'clock. It is massive. It's going to be going all night, like over 12 performances, so many performers, DJs, and costume competition, so much going on. It's going to be one of our biggest Halloween parties yet. So you can get tickets now at judystasmania.com, or go to our Instagram page at Judy's Tasmania, or my website www.pussypoppins.com to see all the incredible events that are happening all around Southern Tasmania. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you soon.
Hey Gary, Shan Hooper here, sometimes Gary Snow. I thought I'd touch base, let you know some of the things we've got going on down in the south during October. So to kick things off, Barry and Gary from the Backdoor Boys are super excited to have their 6th New Norfolk happening on the 12th of October at the Welcome Swallow Brewery in New Norfolk. Now, we're doing a Saturday, not a Sunday. We're running from 4 till 10 p.m, and we've got the lovely Rosa Rita joining us on stage to help host this time, just to keep us in line a little bit. We've also got 15 different performances ranging from drag, pole, burlesque, and comedy. We have got a DJ, so we've got your dancing needs covered. We're also excited to have the Rainbow Sky Bus picking people up from Hobart and Glenorchy and returning you home around 10:30. Now, tickets are very limited on that one, so if you want to get on the bus, you need to jump onto the Tas Pride website and grab your tickets now, which is taspride.com. Also, while we're in the Tas Pride realm, Awfully Queer 2425 is being kicked off on Tuesday the 29th of October with a digital illustration workshop, which is actually run by myself. It's based in the Tassie Made program called Procreate, and it's very good for beginners and suitable for people that are looking how to sort of just create some digital artwork. 24-25, that's right, Art for Queer is actually going to run over 2 years this time. There's also the Tiny Giant Magic Show on the 27th of October at the Moona Arts Centre. That's a PG show, so some kids can come, and you can grab your tickets at the Moona Arts Centre website. And QT is back on the 1st of November at Pooh Bar. Hera Fox and the crew are going to put on an amazing show at the Grand Pooh Bar from 7:30 onwards. So that's what we've got.
Boo! Hi everyone, it's Jack, aka Gristle Pie, aka Launceston's beepiest woman, and I'm here to tell you all about Curious, a nightclub's October offering. Dust off your best spooky costume for Lonnie's only safe space Halloween event. Hosted by the delicious Mistress of Mayhem of Trivia People Tasmania fame, and with superstar DJ Roscoe Disco pumping the tunes, get ready to monster mash the night away at Kingsway Bar on Saturday the 26th of October. Entry is just $10, which gets you a free bevy. Just make sure you're in a costume, as it's no effort, no entry. This is an LGBTQIA+, kink, fetish, and alternative-friendly event for adults of all ages and ability, so check any and all bigotry at the door. See you at the Kingsway. Fantabulous!
And here's what's coming up from Northwest Pride in October. This Sunday, the 6th, we are hosting a Heartstopper Season 3 viewing party. Now, if you haven't already binge-watched the season and you're interested in watching it with a group of fellow queers, you are welcome to join us. Bring along some snacks and or drinks to share, and $10 to $15 to contribute to a lunch order if you can. We're borrowing the Working It Out office in Burnie for the day. We will start at 10 a.m, so maybe head in a little early to get settled. We are binging the entire 8-episode season. I can't wait. On Wednesday, the 9th of October, we have our regular midweek dinner at the Gunners Arms in Launceston. We meet at 5:30 p.m. for a 6 p.m. order time, and we have a great group and a really good laugh. So please check out the Facebook page, get in touch to RSVP. On Saturday, the 12th of October, we are heading to the special Wynyard Foreshore Market for the Tulip Festival. We're going to walk around the market for the morning, starting from 9 a.m, and we will grab some lunch from some of the food vendors there, and then we'll head into Wynyard itself to do some op shopping. So please join us in the car park at 9 a.m. Look for the Northwest Pride name badges. On Sunday, the 13th of October, so the next day, we are heading a bit further up the northwest and holding a barbecue lunch at Godfrey's Beach in Stanley, right on the beach. If the weather is good, make sure you bring your swimmers and a towel and take a dip. We are meeting there from around 11:30 a.m, so come on over and look for the pride flags to find us. Please, if you can, bring along some meat or some salad or something to share with the group. Otherwise, we'll have some barbecue basics there. The following weekend, we are very excited that our annual Rocky Horror Picture Show interactive screening is happening again. Friday, October the 18th at Metro Cinemas in Burnie at 7:30 p.m. Tickets are $25, which includes a prop bag. Now, if you haven't been to one of these before, we make a mess. Those prop bags include confetti and popcorn to throw around, stuff to make noise with. It is crazy that they keep letting us come back. I don't understand. But this is our 4th annual screening, and it's all about dressing up, singing and dancing along to this incredibly fun movie. So please get your tickets online at events.humanitics.com/Rocky Horror 2024. We will add a direct link in the show notes. And then a couple of days later, we have a barbecue lunch in Deloraine at the train park. Plenty of play equipment for the kids, so bring the whole family with you. We'll probably set up in the barbecue hut pretty early, but you can head on down around 11:30. Again, just look for the pride flags, so hopefully everyone can make it along. Then later that evening, our monthly 10-pin bowling night in Launceston is happening from 6 p.m. at Launceston Lanes. You can join us for 3 games of 10-pin, just $19 for the games, and you can order some food and drinks at the venue. Fun. So please join us. And then in early November, we are also bringing back Pussy Poppins to the Northwest with another round of drag bingo in Devonport and Burnie this time. So stay tuned for more details on those soon. We might do a few extra pop-up events in October and November, so please follow us on Facebook or Instagram if you can, or you can email nwpride@outlook.com. And if you want to stay up to date with all the things LGBTIQA+ on the Northwest, sign up to our community. That's QMMUNITY newsletter and mailing list. The link will be in the show notes, or you can just email us to be added to the list. That's it for Northwest Pride for October, folks. And that's it for Queer Tasmania for this week. As I mentioned before, I know our episodes may be a bit sporadic, and it's based around what's happening and what we can get together. If you would like to be involved, or if you have a story idea of something you'd like us to cover or talk about, or even better, you would like to create your own story or episode, or even a series of episodes, and use Queer Tasmania as a platform to share your ideas, please get in touch. We'd love to help make that happen and share as many Tasmanian queer voices as we can. You can reach out to us on social media. You can email us at nwpride@outlook.com, or you can leave us a 2-minute voice message if you visit memo.fm/Queer Tasmania and record a message, and we might use it in the podcast. So please, all the links will be in our show notes. We'll be back soon. In the meantime, take care of yourself and each other.